That's larger than the Bay Area, or sorry, country that's barely larger than the Bay Area, but with just as many people. Many of them came out to vote on April 9th, just about 2 weeks ago, to vote for their new parliament and prime minister. Some call Israel the only democracy in the Middle East, so its elections are certainly important. It's also a major US ally. So Israeli elections work a little bit different than American elections because it's a parliamentary system. So they don't vote for a person, but for a party, and then that party's leader becomes prime minister. And also, they have a lot of parties. So there's never really one party that's ruling. It's like a coalition of parties that works together to take up the spot. So first, what are the things that led up to it? Well, Israel has a lot of issues. Some of it is traditional economic left-right issues, but also well known is the whole Palestinian conflict and the Israeli settlements in Palestine, which is certainly just as controversial in Israel as it is here, and the different parties have different perspectives on that. So one of the big parties that's been the main party in power for a while is the party of Benjamin Netanyahu, who you may have heard of, which is called Likud. It is a major right-wing party. So they are conservative on economic issues and also for the settlements in Palestine and all that. But majorly opposing that was a coalition of different center-left parties that all came together to oppose that and try to gain the majority. And that coalition was they named it blue and white after the colors of the Israeli flag to seem patriotic and all that. And but those aren't even the only two groups, because there's also parties that represent the Arab minority in Israel and parties that represent the ultra-Orthodox minority, which both have their own perspectives, and neither party necessarily likes them, or neither of the major groups. So, April 9th, all these people in this small area come out to vote, and Benjamin Netanyahu's party wins, so he's still prime minister. What implications does this have? Well, it means that Israel will continue to build settlements in Palestine, which is all this controversy, so it'll probably mean that that issue will continue being controversial in Western countries, and it'll also continue being controversial in the Middle East itself, and Muslim countries will continue to oppose Israel for that. The Palestinians themselves are a big... So Israel, like I said, some people call it the only democracy in the Middle East, but that's a bit dubious when millions of Palestinians in Israel are not citizens and do not have the right to vote. So, is it really a democracy? That's debatable, but what's definitely true is that it has elections, and those elections will have a huge impact on Israel and on the world.